got some breaking news for UFC 264, aka the UFC where Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier are going to fight for a third time. It will be host at the T-Mobile Arena, which is home to the Vegas Golden Knights in Las Vegas, Nevada, at full capacity. That's right, you heard that right. Full capacity in the middle of a damn pandemic. Who would have thought? Anyway, I got a quote from Conor McGregor right here, and it says, and I quote, I signed bout agreement this morning. I'm going to rip this game a new a-hole July 10th. The Mac is back in Sin City, full house. And Dana White also had a quote. He said, I'm so happy to finally be able to say Vegas is back. This summer, Las Vegas is back open for business, and on July 10th, UFC 264 will be at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas at 100% capacity. Ladies and gentlemen, that's 20,000 fans. And the source of this was ESPN. So, Mario, let me start off first with this. I don't really have a lot to say about this, but I will say this. All right. First of all, great venue. Great selection. Las Vegas. I said this in a video before. With the Vegas Golden Knights, we were talking about them a couple days ago, and how I was talking about. I was a bit of a skeptic on the Vegas Golden Knights becoming a legit expansion team, like just starting from the ground up. But then I thought about it. I was like, yo, this is a really good idea because, like, you're on the Las Vegas Strip. That's where your arena is with all these five-star hotels and the casinos and all of that, all the restaurants, all the bars, and, strip clubs, too, if you want to go that far. But look, it's a great place to hold a sports event, needless to say. The Raiders moved there just last year. Their stadium's right across the street from the T-Mobile Arena. So it's a really good place. It's a really great place to have a sports venue. I can imagine the Super Bowl going there in a couple of years. I can see WrestleMania going there in a couple of years. That'd be a really great place to have host both of those events. But here's what I'm a bit of a skeptic about: the fact that they're holding 100% capacity. Now I get it; it's in July, and hopefully by then, the vaccine, will do its job, and hopefully everybody has it. But I'm still skeptical. Because like I know the Texas Rangers was having 100% capacity in their stadium, a couple, a week or two ago, and I just looked at it and I'm like, do you think it's a little bit too early? Like, I know most venues have like 20-30% capacity full. They're not at full 100% capacity, but you already got teams in Texas doing it. Which is why I'm skeptical. It's like, don't you think it's a little bit too early? Maybe it will work out. Hopefully nobody gets sick, and I'm hoping that's the case. But I don't know. I think this is something I'm gonna have to see to the end, Mario, because I think it's still a little bit too early for 100% capacity. Again, as for the venue, I think that's a really really great choice. Again, Las Vegas, Las Vegas. What else do you want me to say? But look, everybody fighting UFC 264. Best of luck to them. Best of luck to Vegas for holding this event, and I'll pass on to you now, Mario.
Yeah, I mean, well, first, again, like you said, a great venue for Las Vegas. Yeah, UFC is very Las Vegas friendly. Obviously the UFC Apex Center is there as well, and they had a lot of events there, so they're definitely loyal to Vegas, and they've always have. I think Dana White loves Vegas, and he loves having fights there, and I can't blame him because Las Vegas is the perfect place to have fights, not just sports in general. If you go back to even boxing, Las Vegas is the perfect place to have fights. Perfect place. Whether it was the Caesar's Palace, whether it was MGM, T-Mobile, whatever it might have been, Las Vegas was the place to have a boxing fight. And it's the place to have a UFC fight too, as well. Now I was concerned because I thought this fight wasn't going to happen because I thought Conor was going to cancel it because him and Dustin Poirier have been beefing back and forth over a donation that Conor McGregor said he was going to pay, but according to Dustin, he didn't, and according to Conor, it was a debt, something like that. I can't remember, or it was a donation on a dev. It's a weird beef. So I thought this was going to happen. I'm glad that this fight is happening because we need to see this third fight to see who is the better lightweight. So the lightweight division can move on to UFC and they can figure out who's the next challenger for that lightweight belt, depending on who wins it between Chandler and Alex Oliveira. We're not going to give our predictions now. We're going to do it the day before the fight, so we'll let you guys know. But yeah, I'm glad that it's in Las Vegas. Now, obviously, skepticism aside, not skepticism, having 100% capacity might be a problem, but that just means that the UFC has to take full caution. Dana White has taken full caution. Dana White has taken from this whole process through when there were no sports. The only thing that was going on was UFC events. Remember how and credit to him. Also being cautious with it too. You know, if you were in Abu Dhabi, if you were gonna fight, you had to stay an extra two. You had to stay an extra week or two. You know, just to make sure that you weren't infecting others. And I respected that out of him. You know, and he was working nonstop. It was working him like a dog. Like he said it too. He said it was working nonstop. Credit to him, he was able to get it done. And yeah, this is no different, Nate. Really, honestly, I don't really like 100% might be a skepticism to you, Nate, but the way Dana White works, I really don't see it being a problem. I feel like he's going to take the same amount of precautions, you know, by two. I feel like they might have to stay longer. They might have to stay in Las Vegas longer. The only now Dana White, he's not like other leagues. You know, if one fighter decides to go to someplace like a strip club, because remember there are a lot of them there, I don't think he's going to have a problem with that. You know, but he just might if he finds out that like they weren't taking the necessary precautions and they end up getting COVID, especially like knock on wood that doesn't happen, but it ends up turning into Dustin or Conor who gets COVID, and he's really going to be pissed. He's going to have to find a replacement. But the one thing that Dana White's so good at is he has a backup plan for everything. So if that were to happen, he has an alternative to fight. He has an alternative that will be ready to fight. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta respect that at Dana White. You know, I really don't. See, so with that being said, I wish him the best of luck. I really don't see a lot of issues happening. I think all fighters are gonna take this appropriately. Again, Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, they got wives, so I couldn't see them going to strip clubs anyway. And they got families as well, so most likely they're focused on them as well. So with that being said, again, I wish all the fighters the best of luck who are going to be fighting at UFC 264, and I wish the UFC the best of luck in having a successful event.